Yeah. We are live, actually. I didn't tell anybody. I just decided to open up the show, and I think we're okay. Maybe I should turn myself up or speak louder.
Or turn the fans mic up. I don't think
Maybe
you can hear the fans.
I should just do this. I think I'm peeking. Let me not do that. Let me not. That's bad.
Like
How do we sound, chat? How do we sound?
I think we sound fine, but I should probably... Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's too late. Welcome to Sota Sound Radio, where we can't get the sound right, and sometimes we talk hip-hop, according to Nacho.
Sometimes.
We're here with the man of the hour, the Mr. Moth himself, Professor Fresh.
Hi. I heard you were on acid.
I am.
Peeking. See, that's the joke.
That's a good one. Is that Mankato humor? Oh, God, as I, knock the thing over with my foot.
And pointed at me. What's up, y'all? My name is Professor Fresh. This is Nacho Suave.
Which means Nacho Smooth. Is that proper translation?
Holy crap, did I screw that up already?
Yeah, a smooth
I
nacho.
did take 2 years of Spanish in high school, but I will tell you that my teachers were ineffective. My first year was like, oh my God, she didn't teach us anything. And then my second year was kind of like more serious, and I was screwed because I had no prereqs. I can do basic things, but tell you what that means. In case you didn't know. Damn it.
You gotta sip the Pepsi now.
Yeah.
Let's get a shot of that.
I passed though. You know, I got my foreign language requirements to go to college. So.
I was
That's a thing?
Yeah, 2 years.
You have to have 2 years of another language to go to your college.
As far as I know, that's pretty standard. Standard.
I've never heard of that.
Well, it was the 90s.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
You know, I often say that, but that's the first time that it's ever actually been real. When I talk about how woke people are, I'm like, well, it is the 90s. We need to accept these things.
Oh, man. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we?
Sure.
Anytime minutes. Remember those?
No? Oh, phones.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a pager way longer than most people.
My dad had a pager back in the day.
Yeah,
I had a pager.
We probably know each other. Probably went through the same place, being as there was only one left by the time I was done. Answer 24. I'd go there, and they had a dog, and it was the highlight of it. And they'd act like they had to look through this whole system to find who I was. I was maybe one of 10 people they still had.
As a pager. So then you would go find a payphone, or you'd have to do that. Hey, can I borrow your phone?
Sometimes. It was still at an era where there was a lot of landlines.
Okay.
So it was on the brink of being a couple of my college friends at the time. It would be they didn't have a landline, which I thought was preposterous. How dare you? How dare you not have a landline? I even had a teen line, for me and my sister. So,
oh man. Yeah.
We were cool. We'd get late night calls and didn't interrupt my parents at all.
Yeah. The 90s when Carrot Top was cool. And he was a spokesperson for ATT.
Right. He still is cool.
And Disney was coming out swinging with them animated movies and shit.
Yeah. He actually,
the golden age of Disney?
Buffed down. I didn't even know that was a thing. But
buffed down.
Yeah.
It's like breast reduction.
I guess so. But yeah, he slimmed down on muscle because he said people weren't recognizing him for comedy. They were just saying, you're too buff, dude.
He didn't realize he was writing his funniest joke ever with that. I mean, he in himself became his prop for prop comedy. He's a pretty funny guy.
I hear he's actually really nice. He's just on a psychopath path.
Well, he looks crazy.
On a psychopath?
Yeah, psychopath path. I guess on the psychopath.
Psychopathic path?
Jeez, Nacho here, English major. What's your professor? What's your study that you professor in?
Oh, I have a doctorate in dope and paramimology, 2 PhDs.
Huh. All right. PhDs.
Yeah, because I keep it gangster, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit of where you're from. Because we know you're not from
Whereabouts
St. Paul.
Unknown. No, I'm not from St. Paul. Thank God. Just kidding.
Oh, boo.
I'm just kidding. I love St. Paul, but I am
All right, end the stream, Pine.
Yeah.
End the stream.
6'5" what? 6'1" who?
We do one of these.
I'm 5'07", where the earth is blue. Mankato is where I hail from.
All right.
Okay.
That's where I stomp, if you will, my stomping ground. It's a lovely town, about, I don't know, hour and a half southwest of here. 90 miles, probably. You know, you shouldn't really give distance in time because it's relative. And sorry, I did that.
I hear that's a Midwest thing.
Is it?
Yeah, because people say we're like, I'm like 5 miles from you, like anywhere else.
Sure.
But here I say, oh, we're like 10 minutes. And they're like,
Well,
what?
me too. Guilty.
Yeah. Like, 10 minutes away. And I'm like, okay, how far is that? You know what I mean?
Oh shit. Am I walking? It'll be a little longer.
Yeah, I guess that's a
that's
Midwest
funny.
thing, or maybe a Minnesota thing. But I noticed people from LA, when I was telling them, they're like, okay, we say miles around here.
Yeah, I'm from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, of course, my pants hang off my ass like that. It's from an Ice Cube record, guys. Come on.
That's fair.
Did you guys listen to Ice Cube?
A little bit.
So good.
A little bit.
So good.
A little bit.
One of my favorites. Who's your favorite in NWA? Quick.
It has to be Ice
Dre.
Cube. It has to be Ice Cube.
There's no wrong answer unless you
Of
say
course.
Yella.
I mean,
So sorry. It's so embarrassing.
there's nothing wrong with DJ Yella.
Yeah, kinda. Just kidding. I love Yella. I appreciate his
Of course.
gusto.
Yeah. I mean, he taught everybody how to womanize back in the day.
Yeah, well, I more look at him from a production standpoint. Him and Dre. Dre was always like, who he's with. Like,
Mhm.
because in the NWA days, it was that, I think it was called High Power Productions, what they called it. It was the two of them.
Mhm.
And then he went on to do, when he did like The Chronic, it was him and, I can't think of who co-produced it, but I know it was DJ Premier, probably on Chronic 2001. I can't remember, but it's always some co-producer with him, and that's really what brings him out.
I feel like if you were on Chronic 2001, you were just in the rap game, period.
Yeah.
Because like everybody ghost-writ, everybody co-produced, everybody like if you were a rapper in the game, you were just in Chronic. Like that's just the way it was. Because I didn't even know Royce the 5'9" was on like half of those songs, but he was.
That's funny. Yeah, it's interesting. I had a nice revelation one time. I saw the Dog Pound at First Avenue and
That's cool.
opened up for Ice Cube, coincidentally. And I was like, oh, wow. And they played like half their songs were like The Chronic and like a bunch of doggy style stuff. And it's cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? Think about this. Think about Hitman on Chronic 2001. I mean, like, who's Hitman? I know he's someone and he's doing very well and like much better than I'll ever aspire to. But what I'm saying is like, look at him next to Eminem, who's also like the guest vocalist. I mean, the first Dre stuff brought you like Ice Cube and Eazy-E. The second Chronic brought you Snoop Dogg, and the third one brought you Eminem. But there's also Hitman on there. The Compton, the newest one, brought you like Anderson .Paak. Kendrick Lamar's on a lot of songs. I'd say he was already very established by the time Compton came out, and that was kind of one of the leans on it. But that's kind of the standard of practice with Dr. Dre. Is there's always like some rapper that comes out of it that ends up being Snoop Dogg and Eminem. I mean that's incredible in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really cool. But look at Hitman, because he's all over Chronic 2001. You got any of his records? Me neither.
No.
Probably should though. I will. I'll get back to you guys.
It's kind of like Doc. I like DOC.
DOC's the shit. Oh yeah, there's another one. I can't believe I just missed him. But his was a little circumstantial because of the car accident and his voice.
He got his voice back.
Kinda. I mean, I do have at least one of his post accident records. He's a great rapper.
Of course.
And that nobody can do it better. No one does it better. Him and Dr. Dre, that record is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, here you go.
So how long? I guess you kind of gave away your age, but how long have you been rapping for?
Oh, do I show my age?
A little bit. 90s in college.
27. I'm not 41. What was the question?
How long have you been rapping?
No, 20 years. 20 years.
Dang it, Amber, what was the question?
Yeah. And that is how. No, 20 years. I started, I'd always really enjoyed hip-hop and stuff like that in high school, and I was always kind of like that Beastie Boys kid.
Mm.
Oh.
Sorry, they dropped.
I didn't know. So then, like, after high school, I saved up and bought a drum machine. It was a Roland 307 Groove Box, which I still have to this day. It has some incredible sounds. Like, for someone going to a place to just buy a drum machine, like, saved up all his, lawn mowing money and had, I spent like $1,200 on this thing. Biggest purchase I'd ever made. Knew nothing about it. Like, going to the store, I'm like putting on the headphones. I push like one preset. I'm like, yeah, that's it. I bought it. I got very lucky. It's a really cool machine. So a lot of my early beats were on that. And that was around 20. I graduated high school in 99, so like, slightly thereafter. And formed my group Psychosynthetic, and we put out 2 records using that as like our beat machine, and we had it live on stage too. So I'd sequence out all the stuff right on stage, and it was great fun. I didn't play with another rap group for a number of years. It was always with like rock groups or like even folk. Mankato has a pretty vibrant music scene at times, very punk rock scene.
At times. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's ebbs and flows. A lot of times there's like sometimes like right now there's hardly a place to play. There's the What's Up, which is a great venue. It sounds wonderful, although
if they can stay open.
Yeah, and it's like pulling teeth to get people over there because it's just off the beaten path. You know, there used to be venues like Choppers and the Red Sky, which were like right in what's called the Bermuda Triangle.
Yep.
Whereas, I mean, people are just there.
Yeah.
You know, so those are nice, but you get spoiled by that, and so yeah, it ebbs and flows. But yeah, what was the question? 20 years
What's
ago.
going on?
20 years ago.
Nacho always asks who are your influences in rap, like who made Professor Fresh today. But my question is Mankato a big influence behind your music? Because that's like a really artsy fartsy place.
I was just actually thinking today that Mankato, like when I did that B&E thing, that video series where one of the things I said was like I talked about how Mankato had too much art, like we don't need that much, and I was like, oh boy, here we come. I was driving down Front Street today, and I noticed they put all these extra blue dots and yellow lines, and it's so stupid. It's like, I get it, you guys, you're trying to make it cool and all, but it's like, enough is enough. No, Mankato is a very artistic town, and I'm just kidding about the dots and stuff. You go, guys. You dot it up. You make lines. You paint pictures of fish on the dike walls. That's all good.
Great.
No, there's a lot of great art in town, both, musically and painting and sculptures. I mow a mean lawn. You should have seen Laura's lines. She did her lawn today. Jesus.
Then he critiqued it.
Oh boy, she hit him hard. She does the cross one. Not me. I'm a straight back and forth guy. She's a diagonal.
I was about to say, you're like the Gordon Ramsay of lawns and shit.
Well,
you go to the lawn and like, this lawn is raw.
Yeah,
no, I'm not too judgmental.
You just throw the shit on the ground.
He's like running out on Twins Field, grabbing a clump of glass and like throwing it at their feet. You call this cut?
Well, I mean, it's a hard thing,
I really have to keep this away from me.
Yeah, you gotta figure out something else.
The thing is not on him right now.
The lawns, lawns are difficult, and each one's its own adventure. And to get that perfect line when you're not in like a golf course or a ball field scenario.
Is there a certain model of lawnmower you use in order to achieve that greatness?
Well,
that you speak of?
Why is that a question?
Well, I mean, Toro's premium, but
we're on the subject, Pint. Let's keep
I guess
rolling.
Nacho does mow the lawn here in the Palace House, so I guess he really does need to know. Yeah.
Oh, Toro builds a fine machine. I just got my Toro back from the shop today. I mow a lot of lawns. Fresh cut grass. It's a question.
Focus.
Fresh cut grass. And they say yes.
That's something.
Yeah.
Wow, what's up with this here? That's cool. How'd you get it to like be blurry like that? Trying to get it to focus.
So yeah.
Okay.
Am I inspired by Mankato? Kinda. And then they also suck. But that's okay. That's like any place, really.
I know. That's how I feel about Minnesota as a whole. I'm ready to get up out of here. Even though the show's called Sota Sound Radio, and I talk to Minnesota artists, I'm just like ready to spread my wings and fly like an eagle.
Well, there's a lot of world out there. Minnesota's a great place, but there's a lot of great places. And you don't want to pigeonhole yourself. If you're feeling that itch, kick rocks, bro.
that wants to make me ask you. You're pretty much. Is it focused? My eyes are so bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't lie to me, Nacho.
Really, Pint? Really?
Because I can't see.
It's fine. Yes, he's fine. He looks fine.
I'm
And he's
dashing my
focused.
hands on.
Okay.
Swing.
But with you being self-taught, self-made, and all that other stuff,
Yeah.
has there ever been a time where you wanted to throw in the towel, where you're just like, dude, this is just not worth it for me?
Like, a bunch of times last week. Yeah, that's the thing I actually think. I'm like, man, I've been mixing music for 20 years. You'd think I'd be confident in it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not.
You're not confident in your music?
Not that I'm not confident in what my music is. It's just recording music. It's an art form in itself. And that is always where I get stuck, is in the mixing phase. And it's fine. Like when I go back to things and listen to them once I'm out of that chaos of just being ultra sensitive to everything. It's fine. It's good. I'm like, oh my god, how did I ever question myself? But that is where I'd put out 100 more albums by now if I didn't have that issue. So, and that's really where I get caught up. I could write songs and make beats all day, and they're all dope. Like I write dope rap lyrics, I make dope beats, but it's like a matter of capturing them is where I get caught up. But as far as like the actual art form itself, I've always enjoyed that.
I kind of feel like 20 years, it's almost like a routine at this point.
Yeah, and
not so much a passion.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want to get into that. And there's definitely been points and times where it's slowed down very much, and then there's kind of a resurgence. I definitely had another resurgence in like 2017, kind of around the time I met you guys, when I was doing the Lost Dog stuff, because that was the first record I'd put out in a number of years, and that's when I met all you guys, all the B&E crew, and that was through TikTok. And luckily, that was nice because it opened a lot of friendships and doors and such. Look at us. Thanks, TikTok. TikTok's the reason we're here today.
Is it?
How did that come to be? I want to know about that story. How did you and TikTok meet up and then?
Oh, well, TikTok used to live above Station 4, which was also called The Lab. Back in the day, it was a wonderful venue. If you're not familiar, they played. I
remember Station 4.
Yeah, nice place. National venue, but also did a lot of local stuff too. Saw a lot of great bands go through there. Mindless Self-Indulgence, Cottonmouth Kings. I saw a great Non-Point show there one time. Got to play there a bunch myself, and he just lived upstairs. There was like a bunch of practice space up there, and so he started kind of like booking shows, and he like was starting to dabble in hip hop. He was and is in a bunch of metal bands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He just kind of asked me to be on a show there one time, and me and him just, I like him. He's my friend, so it clicked. So we just always kind of keep each other in the back of our minds when it comes to doing shows. Like if we're going to put someone on, I always want it to be a quality show. I think that he always stands for quality, be it him, be it his band, be it like in that era was the Chrono Alchemy stuff he was doing with Mookie, which was interesting because that's how I met Mookie, which was interesting because I had already recorded a song for Intelligent Design that Mookie was on. It's so strange, like how they all come together, and I didn't know who he was. But yeah, so him and I just maintained that friendship, and then after that kind of gap, I knew he was doing some stuff at the Club Underground. And so I messaged him, like, I got this new album I was hoping to get out. If you got any shows coming up or can help me. And he did that. And it opened up a lot of doors. The Lost Dog tour, if you will, was a handful of shows, probably a dozen or so. And some of the best I've ever had. I really enjoyed them. I don't know what it was. Like, honestly, I think there was something to the fact that I spelled Lost Dog with all capital letters. That people took it as serious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's really weird. And then I followed it up with the Gold Jacket EP for myself, which was actually just because I couldn't get Lost Dog to keep going anymore.
That's when I met you around Gold Jacket. Yeah.
Which was shortly thereafter. And that was just kind of some songs I was working on the side, hoping to make a second Lost Dog record. Because honestly, I liked Lost Dog so much that I would have totally just forgotten about Professor Fresh forever if need be, and just made Lost Dog records because I love it. Yeah.
Like, yeah. And you're talking Station 4 days. That was like over 10 years ago, dude.
Oh yeah. I've known TikTok for a long time.
I was about to say that's like 2011, 2012.
Longer
right?
than that.
Like
Yeah.
longer than that. Okay.
Because
I just say 2011, 2012 because that's when I was doing shows with my cousins born Haiti.
Oh yeah.
And we were there like once or twice.
Yeah.
And
definitely that era.
And I definitely remember him being the door person. It's hard.
Right. He was there. He was just like he was a presence there.
Yeah.
And
you definitely can't forget a tall dude with a long beard.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Looking metal as fuck.
Yeah, I wonder who's nicer, him or the beard.
Yeah. He's so funny.
He's a really nice guy.
Very nice.
Very humble. Like if you show appreciation to him, and I feel like every artist that I've come across, if you just show appreciation, they're just like super thankful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think that's why him and I have maintained a friendship for so long. Is that he is nice. He's the genuine article. Mm-hmm. He's also a genuine talent, and that's not. You don't find that combination a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard because everybody's kind of like out for their own in a sense.
Yeah.
like, yeah, you find the collectives, but then even then, the people in the collective feel like they've outgrown and then want to be on their own thing, and nobody's like really down for one another anymore.
Well, I definitely am the Justin Timberlake of my crew. If you want to get into it, any crew, which crew, any crew, Lost Dog, Ruthless, Serial MCs, Lunatics, Shotgun.
I mean, I can definitely see the resemblance.
Yeah,
No.
There
right?
is a resemblance.
No.
I love it. That's actually the best part, and I really enjoy this lately thing doing like the Lost Dog record, and then I did the record with Hazardous called Shotgun, and I'm done with the record called Full Belly Man with a guy named Strategy, and they're all completely different records, but they bring different stuff out of me. Excuse me. And then also I have the record with Capacity. What's Janice is what we're called. That really cool. That one's a little different because it started as just him, and it just kind of evolved into us.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be mostly him, but I made all the beats and I rap on a lot. But it's fun. It brings different things out of you. I'm like Dr. Dre. And
the Julius Irving or Dr. Dre?
yeah, Dr. J.
Oh, that's Dr. J. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all right.
Whoops.
I'm Dr. J, Dr. Dre, and Wilt Chamberlain.
I'll
Tell you right now,
in one.
I'm wearing Michael Jordan cologne. You know why? Because I smell like a winner.
He actually does have some really good cologne.
It's great. You know, I was thinking that the other day. I wrote a lyric, "Stop and smell the roses," or Michael Jordan cologne, and I'm like, and so I ordered some, and it still delivers.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
My mom bought me a bottle back in, like, when Dayton's was, like, Dayton's.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't Marshall Fields. I think it was Dayton's, and then my mom bought me a bottle. It was, like, very expensive.
From the fragrance department.
And I was the happiest kid on earth.
It's
and
good
like,
stuff.
if I could bathe in that shit, I would.
Well, I tell you what, it's quite affordable now. I got a giant bottle of it for like $20 on Amazon, shipped to my house directly. Same sneaker bottom bottle.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought that was really cool.
Spritz, mist, walk through, come out feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, 5-time champion.
Yeah.
5 rings, right?
Does it make you tip, though? That's the real question. You know, Jordan's really cheap.
That's funny. And it was coincidentally right after I watched the Last Dance documentary. Did you guys watch that shit?
A little bit of it.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours of hilariousness. It's good.
I was watching, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. We were watching a video on Jordan the other day about how much of a killer he was, just on the court. If he had beef, he was petty and just would destroy you. The biggest one we watched was Isaiah Thomas when he wouldn't.
I had no idea.
Yeah, when he kicked
That's
him off
still
the,
to this day. They're real salty towards one another.
Yeah, and Isaiah Thomas was like, man, I should have shook in his hand.
Yeah.
And that's all it came down to was a handshake.
Isn't it weird how like one little moment in a basketball game can be like something that's like a key point in a documentary on a platform that didn't even exist back then?
That's just crazy. A handshake. But that's how, by the book, I guess, Jordan was, and how much respect he demanded. Yep. You know, I shake your hand no matter how much times I lost, and he's got kicked out by the Pistons like 2 years in a row prior to that. And then, you know, Isaiah Thomas gets knocked out. He wouldn't shake his hand, so he said, well, okay, I'm going to be petty towards you for the rest of my life. I couldn't carry that type of anger. That's way too long. And then I still hold on to it, too.
The thing that I find weird about everybody in the NWA ever, NBA, excuse me, we need to get back to hip-hop and off this fucking sport shit soon.
My bad. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, I'm not, but it's not your fault.
My
I
bad.
brought it up. Is how everyone just bows down to Jordan. It's so weird. They're like, yeah, they just accept it. It's like, you know, everybody wants to be the best, but they realize they'll never be Jordan, and that's weird. And even that part with Charles Barkley where he was like, thought that there wasn't someone in the world better than him at basketball until he met Michael Jordan, and it was like surprising to him. What? Someone's better than me? Oh yeah, and I can imagine, you know, because you know all those people to be in the NBA, to be someone that is still 20 years, 30 years later, a household name like Charles Barkley. I mean, you have to be really fucking good. Anyone on the Dream Team had to be really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a different breed.
Fun.
Nacho, I can't see, so tell me what that song is.
It's Janice.
All right, so
Capacity.
you did talk a little bit more about it, but tell us more about Janice, how it came to be, and
Okay. Well, one day, Capacity, who was a celebrated Minneapolis MC.
we just saw him yesterday.
Nice.
Was it yesterday?
Monday.
Monday.
him and I, again, like TikTok, have been friends for a long time. Never really done anything, but, connected on social medias and such. One day put something out there that he wanted to make an album with all Black Sabbath sampled beats. And I was like, okay, that sounds like something I'd like to do. So I messaged him, and it was really weird because, honestly, like, it takes me forever to do a lot of things. But I had, like, 15 Black Sabbath beats for him, like, in a couple weeks. Like, I remember we went to one of the shows, one of the shows down at that place with the mini golf and all that jazz that we were both on. I know both you guys were probably there. It doesn't matter.
The mini golf. Oh, Can.
Yeah, there we go.
Can Wonderland, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, just, it was awesome. Like, it all came together so fast, and just, he came down and recorded all the songs in, like, 2 days. It was really weird. And so now we're just kind of waiting on a few features and stuff and my weird mixing things. But nonetheless, it formed this group. And in the process, I was making my Brown Plaid record. So we made this song that ultimately we called Janice because of the thing in the Beastie Boys Paul's Boutique record. Mm-hmm. Well, when people say, why is the song called Janice or why is the group called Janice, I say, well, that's who you ask for when you call Paul's Boutique for the best in men's clothing. Ask for Janice. They're in Brooklyn. And they're like, that's the answer, So that's why we're called that. And anyway, so that's the song, and it's just kind of an ode to inspiration.
All right,
I like it.
Well, this is Janice on the Brown Plaid record, correct?
Correct.
All right, and we'll be back after this. Sota Sound Radio.
Kinda wanna rap. Kinda wanna rap about rapping. How I became the captain of the sinking ship? Well, first it had to get to the zone that I'm at. Probably as young as 4, I touched the microphone and I knew I wanted in. Now that's a fact. I put the tape in the deck before I was 8. And respect those that paved the way. So when I was bored, I hit record, acapella, and background noise. They call me Rhymin' Dave. And Paul's Boutique was my very own personal Orion, a giant constellation in the sky. It saved my life more than twice. It saved my life more than twice.
Alright, now I can rock a house party at the drop of a hat. Cause I'm that kid from 86 with that whippable bat. So, do it like this, I do it like that. That's a fresh bitch, I'm dope shit style rap. I'm modeled after the masters, mashing on a fine malt. Yo, capacity, let's bum rush the show. We just too hard, mothers, easy's how we does it. Minnesota's own, but America's most wanted. So, pass the chronic so I can stay high. And I promise I'll stay up on it till the day that I die. I'm a villain in black, like there's any other color.
Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom up in the street. Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom up in the street. Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom up in the street. Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom.
You should've killed me last year. Yeah, I said it. That's a nice shirt. What say we win it? You don't really love me, you just love my fresh style. I hustle a big money, never saw 8 Mile. Shit, you'll never guess what's up.
What is it?
My marketing rap blew up, but now I go to as many shows as I perform, maybe more. And even if I'm on the list, I still cover the door. Why? Cause rap money makes rap money more. And I'll be making raps until there's rapping on my chamber door. But I will never say nevermore.
Hip-hop runs in my bloodstream, even when unseen. And underground from the bottom, cracking the street. Capacity, bigger and deafer on my Cool J smoking. Sometimes I kick a rhyme too short, but I ain't from Oakland. Half the rhyme is done and you don't expect what is next to be designed in a way so complex that it injects morphine like IV. I be styling. Rap raised me from a child to keep me smiling. And I ain't lying.
Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom up in the street. Runs in my bloodstream, even when I'm still underground from the bottom runs in my bloodstream, even when unseen. The underground from the bottom, back in the street. Hip hop runs in my bloodstream, even when unseen. The underground from the bottom, back in the street.
Capacity, fresh. Capacity, fresh. Capacity, fresh. Capacity, fresh.
Alright, so I turned the mics up after hearing that we're a little quiet. But that's like impossible because I'm loud as fuck.
Right?
And
Maybe.
Nacho is too.
Yeah, I project.
Yeah. We all loud in this
I
bitch.
project.
I
for
project.
sure.
Yeah, I haven't had my control. I've had absolutely like zero concern to where it's at.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Do you have me in Dolgy 5.0? Did I say that right?
I do have you in surround sound.
Oh,
You already know.
boy. Dolgy.
Because
Heck yeah.
we don't have a budget here
Isn't
at
it
Soda Sound
Dolby?
Radio.
Oh, okay.
Of course it is.
Okay.
It's Dolgy for now,
There
Nacho.
you go, Doji.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah,
Motherfucker said
God,
Dolgy.
man, damn. Just let him be great. God.
No, I can't. I need to be the great one.
Yeah, plus you can't just let something like that go.
Yeah.
Then you're like, yeah. Like, check this out. Like, I got this buddy, and like, you guys are familiar with actors in the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know how in the original Iron Man, War Machine was originally played by Terrence Howard, right?
Yeah.
And then he left, and the role was filled in by Don Cheadle.
Yes.
Now, Don Cheadle, I will admit, does kind of look like Tim Meadows from Saturday Night Live, the ladies' man. You know what I'm saying?
How?
Kinda.
How?
Well, I mean,
How?
yeah, okay, I get it.
No,
I
Don
don't.
Cheadle is a shade blacker.
I don't.
right.
Dude, I don't make this
He's as
mistake.
black as his table. He's as black as his beard.
I don't make this mistake.
Black.
I'm just saying I don't not see it. Like the same with like
Black.
like Gary Busey and Nick Nolte. They don't actually look alike, but kinda they do.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got this buddy, right? And I remember like when the first movie where Don Cheadle took over. I don't remember what it was. Probably
2.
Iron Man 2, right?
was 2.
Okay. So right away, not even an Avenger movie.
Nope. Because
Okay.
Terrence Howard demanded more money.
Right. Kicking himself now. Look at all these movies later. But
I
anyway,
know.
point being, my buddy goes, he was like concerned about it. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Tim Meadows taking over the role of War Machine, and I'm like, man, that ain't Tim Meadows, but I don't want to like correct him. I felt kind of bad, right? I'm like, he's a smart dude. He'll figure it out, dude. And this is a guy like at the time I saw all the time, but then circumstances in life changed where I went to seeing him like once, maybe twice a year, maybe. Now I never see him. But anyway, so I see him, and now we're like into maybe like the second Avengers movie. Like we're into a different phase completely of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And like out of the blue, he's like, "Yeah, man, I still don't know about Tim Meadows as War Machine." And I'm like, "Fuck, dude, he still thinks it's Tim Meadows." Like 7 years later. Oh man,
Has he not seen Rain Over Me?
I don't know. I haven't seen Rain Over Me.
Really?
That's Don Cheadle.
Adam Sandler and Don Cheadle.
Yeah, you know, I haven't seen a lot of the Sandler dramatic pieces. Not that I'm against them. I am actually systematically going through the SNL cast right now and watching all their films, good, bad, and in between. I'm in the midst of Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo, but also we've kind of gotten into the Ringer year when they just had Martin Short and Billy Crystal and Christopher Guest. Anyway, I could go on about SNL like nonstop. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that shit. Fuck yeah.
Like all their cast left though.
Yeah, I know they lost 4 people this year.
Kate McKinnon, who's like their heavy hitter.
She is.
Pete Davidson, who just got way too famous thanks to Kim Kardashian.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, I can't remember the other two that
It was
left.
Kyle Mooney and Adie Bryant.
Okay.
And Adie is doing big things. She's got the show Shrill on Hulu, so she's doing well. And she's actually doing a voice on that Big Mouth spinoff. I can't remember what it's called. Work something. I don't know. Netflix cartoon.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then Shrill is funny. You know, it's funny.
Kyle Mooney. I can't remember if he was the one on Wild 'N Out or not.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think he left Nick Cannon's show to join SNL.
Weird.
I don't know if that was him. It might be another name I'm thinking of.
Maybe.
But nonetheless.
Kyle Mooney did have an incredible hip hop career going. Like, not big, but like he was dope. If you look back into that, it's funny. He's an awesome New York rapper. You know, I like it. It's cool. He actually did a sketch one time about how his hip hop career was doing great, and then it got all ruined by getting cast on SNL. And he painted us all this dark. It was so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh. Is he just Kyle?
Kyle.
Okay, so that's who I'm thinking of. Kyle Mooney, I think he was actually in a movie not too long ago and had a really good fight scene.
Really?
If that's who I'm thinking of, because I was like, that looks like Kyle. And anyway, I feel like I'm in pop culture, but not in pop culture.
Well, they're getting out there. The SNL cast is always a good pipeline. I mean, it kind of just becomes, you know, it's if you got that in your resume, it's gonna be cool. My DVD shelf reflects it. It's pretty fucking rad. I've got a lot of movies, and many of them are that.
Logan says hi on Twitch.
We saw him driving today. Probably wasn't really him, but Laura's like, I think that was Logan.
Were you guys in the BC area?
We were pretty close to here.
Hmm.
Was it you, Logan? Were you on, what street was that? 7, I think.
I'll probably not.
Just make some up.
Yeah, I did. Okay.
So one of my favorite people, and I'm a huge wrestling fan. If you haven't noticed,
I did.
Right now, one of my favorite people is Chris Jericho. Right, he's been in the game for 30 years now. Finds a way to reinvent himself
Do you
constantly.
mean Chris Benoit? I'm just
No,
kidding.
but
Jesus.
I do like Chris. Well,
Yeah,
I did
it's a
like
damn
Chris
shame,
Benoit.
damn shame.
yeah.
Okay, Jericho.
I know, but
Didn't mean
Jericho.
to make a dead joke about your idol.
But Chris Jericho, and the fact that he reinvents himself. Jeez, Chris Benoit. And
Yeah, no doubt. Sorry. Lord forgive.
how does that fit with Professor Fresh? Like, how does Professor Fresh stay Professor Fresh for 20 some odd years? I know you said you did the group stuff, but I mean, you've been doing a solo run for quite some time now. Have you ever thought of like reinventing yourself, or if not, like, how do you keep the name the name?
I definitely have. I think there's been some breaks when I was with Lunatics Productions early on, which is where a lot of my notoriety actually comes from. There was definite break after that between my second and third solo records, and From Minnesota with Love being my third really felt to me like I was a reinventation of myself. It was the first one I was like really proud of in a long time. Like I said, I get bogged down in the mixing phases, so like by the time they come out, I typically hate a record.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes to show why I don't have a lot of music videos, because the thought of having to listen to those songs more is just like, no.
I thought about that. Like, you know, you don't really have too many music
I
videos.
don't, and I should, but you know, the last one was Gold Jacket, and that was like 2 records ago. So
And-
I've never made a Lost Dog video, I never made a Shotgun video. It's interesting, but yeah, you know, I don't know. It just kind of always boils down to that Dr. Dre thing too. Like, you know, it's like the groups that you're working with and stuff, and the new friends you make. They kind of, that helps reinvent it and find different rooms and stuff like that. And you know, it's fresh, and good music is timeless, and so you know, it maintains, and like if it finds new people, then it works.
Mm-hmm.
Shit works. And that's, I guess, what was the question? 20 years.
20 years.
Thank you. Call back to earlier.
Yes,
Right.
I caught that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my favorite type of joke.
Speaking of the 20 years
Yes.
of Fresh,
Yes.
how did the Lunatics production thing come to be?
Oh, that was interesting. My man Fatty McGee, who was a member of Ruthless with me, was running Lunatics, and I think initially he was even like just DJing weddings, maybe.
Right.
But so he, you know, got.
Is
sound.
Lunatics based in Minnesota, or is it based somewhere else?
No, it's based in St. Paul,
Okay.
actually, where
Okay.
we are here.
Okay.
And I was obviously from Mankato, and the group Psychosynthetic I was working with, me and Samson, came across this group, the Lyrical Pedestrians. I shouldn't abbreviate like an asshole. And we kind of became, like, we each lost a member and became Ruthless, and that was what Lunatics Productions ended up being, was, you know, kind of like, I would call it a label of sorts, because Ruthless ended up finding the Players Lounge crew, and then the Players Lounge crew had huge brushes of success with almost getting signed to Psychopathic, with and then bringing us out to, you know, all the gatherings and Detroit shows and doing all these things with ICP and stuff, which was really how I've able to maintain any sort of notoriety for a number of years. which is interesting because I can always stay as a backbone, and then you kind of float around as a local performer as well. What was the question? 20 years. No, Lunatics Productions. So it came out like that. We just were kind of a collective that became a label. We were friends. We all recorded at a studio in St. Paul. Ruthless, PLC, Ilpo ended up in there eventually.
So where else in Minnesota did you guys come from, other than Mankato and St. Paul? Did you guys ever get anybody from St. Cloud or Duluth or even no?
No, PLC was from White Bear Lake. The Lyrical Peds were, I guess they were from Northern, so like East Bethel. I was obviously from Mankato. Ilpo was from Mankato too, so yeah, it was pretty much the two, the cities are, greater Twin Cities area.
Right.
East Bethel's pretty north, but still nonetheless,
Right. So what were the earlier influences of Fresh? What made you like? What were some of the first artists that you heard that made you want to be like, I want to rap now?
The Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys.
I think that's the end all question. Also, Eazy-E. Later in years, listened to a lot of ICP and Twisted, Cottonmouth Kings, and I enjoy that very much. But when it ultimately boils down, no matter what phase I'm in life, the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
And then I like a lot of music too. So hip hop was great. I also enjoy new metal a lot, just regular metal, punk rock. Any way you can make it, it's good. I enjoy music, I really do. And before I started making hip hop or making music and playing shows, I pretty much made a career of going to shows. I've seen any band from the mid '90s through 2010s. I've seen them many times, and I enjoy them, and I can tell you all about it. I love it. I have every flyer and every sticker and everything. And I bought T-shirt at every show. I got a huge T-shirt collection. I love it. And I still do it. Laura and I have really kind of retapped that around 2015. I don't know how. One time we listened to Ice Cube. Oh, we saw Boys in the Hood on TV. Open the door. There we go.
I think you've been battle rapped in the chat section there. Says Professor Fresh, nice shirt, dog. But that's a thorn to a rose. Even your best outfit could be torn to what can be
turned to torn clothes. Those are my lyrics. Thanks for knowing my words.
Oh, that is yours?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's from the song That Awful Sound.
Wow.
From Brown Plaid.
Wow.
Who said it?
C Fiasco. He's the man.
Nice.
Right. Wow. We had him on our show 2 weeks ago, actually.
He should just take my spot. Jesus Christ.
It goes.
Right. So,
it's not what
I want to know what was the moment in your life that made you want to rap, that made you want to pursue hip hop as a career.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I really like the rush of performing.
Okay.
And being in front of people. I guess I always either wanted to really be good at karate or playing the drums.
Okay.
And I've got some rudimentary nunchuck skills. I'm not gonna lie that I don't practice. So I mean they've probably faded. And I can play a drum set pretty well.
That's cool.
I wouldn't my chops are down, but I don't know. I just really like doing that stuff, and I always wanted to be in a metal band. And when that proved kind of difficult, I buy a drum machine and start rapping. The Beastie Boys are your favorite group. There you go. Boom. And it was for a long time. People were like, "You're rapping, really?" I know it seems so preposterous now. Most people that know me, they're like, they know me because I'm rapping.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like, "You're rapping? You?"
Yeah.
Weird.
Does your name ever get weird to you? Because we was talking about that earlier, and nobody really calls me Kyle.
Yeah.
Right? They always call me Half Pint. Everybody calls me Half Pint. Even my job calls me Half Pint.
Yeah.
And if they say, what up, Kyle? They're like, you know what I mean? So does it get weird when people call you by yours? Which I know it, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Oh, no. It's interesting because I'm Al to most people.
Okay.
Although as time goes on, Fresh is pretty prevalent. And, it used to be people just that I'd met in music would call me Fresh, but now it's evolved to where say my friend Robert, his fiance, she calls me Fresh, and it's much more of a homey Fresh than out in the world Fresh. Now I've always kind of said that people that call me Professor are not to be trusted. I just don't trust them.
I guess that's fair, but it's in your name. You got to say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. And it's interesting too. It is funny because like when I was in Psychosynthetic, it was Fresh Killa, and it was kind of no consequence because I was in a group. Like it didn't matter what my name was really, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, who cares? Well, then when that group broke up, I'm like, I don't want to put that on a flyer. You know, I want to be Fresh Killa for the rest of my life. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm talking about slaying them beats, boys. You know. Boy,
Yeah.
That was funny. I didn't mean to put the boys on there.
So
That kind of just led into my next question. How
Yeah.
did you come up with the name Professor Fresh?
Yeah.
It's
Did
like Professor X and the X-Men.
Right.
cool.
Just like my name is Alexander with an X, like the men.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Gotcha.
I like the show, by the way. It's a good show.
Fuck yeah.
in
Shit.
in Mankato, there was a pipe, music, and tobacco lounge called Professors, which good friends of mine, the Fisher family, ran. Dan and his parents, for a number of years, and they did an open mic at the end of every month. It was hip hop battles, and in the midst of that, we would usually perform, be it Psychosynthetic, Ruthless, myself, whomever I was working with at the moment, and then there would be rap battles.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of resident. The resident DJ there was DJ Shoba, and that's how him and I became really good friends. And so then when it came time to change the name, I really did want it to be something aggressive, but at the same time something, nerdy, I guess,
Right.
And mind you, this was much before nerd culture was really becoming like the zeitgeist, and I'm not opposed to it being, because I'm happy that we have all these great movies and realizations of all these nerdy things we've loved our whole lives.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be something like that. So it was either going to actually be Weapon Fresh or Professor Fresh, and with the Professors, it just kind of seemed fitting, and Weapon Fresh was a touch aggressive, if you ask me. So I went with Professor Fresh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Weapon Fresh does sound kind of weird.
Kinda
It doesn't really
weird.
roll off the tongue.
Weapon Fresh. I did make a song called Weapon Fresh, which is pretty cool. But,
Maybe none of your weapons are dull, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, right? Just keep it
Yeah.
sharp.
Yep.
Shing.
There we go.
Yeah.
See,
so,
we just made it work, Nacho.
shing. So I like Weapon Fresh, but I'm glad I landed on Professor Fresh. And like honestly, I didn't even make like a connection of it being like a hip hop sort of thing, like Dr. Dre. Like wow, that kind of works in that world too. And that's kind of funny because like when we were naming Lost Dog, which was almost called Swim Trunks, because wouldn't it be funny to have a shirt that said Swim Trunks? right. But no, like Lost Dog was funny, and he was like, "Well, you ever heard anything in hip hop that has dog in it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Dog Pound. Like I went on Send Dog, Saint Dog. I mean, you name it. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. Okay, you're right. It's a
My
great
bad.
name. It's a great name. I love that shit.
How important is branding? Because I noticed like you do a lot for yourself.
Yeah.
And with your image, like the big Professor Fresh banner.
Yeah.
You bring your own rack for your shirts and
do.
stuff like that.
I do.
So and all of that is out of pocket, of course.
Yes.
Which I have a second question for that. But how important is like branding and your image and everything?
I think that it's very important and fun. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, look around you. I mean, you love the old school WWF logo. It's dope. It's undeniable with that chrome. I mean, I know that's the chopped down version, the Masters of the Universe, and
Of course.
all that, but we get it, and I see that in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I love that. I love collecting things.
Me too.
I think that
Well,
that
obviously.
was I think that was one of the big draws too when I listened to like ICP and stuff, was they created these collection worlds with the Joker's cards and stuff like that. So it's very important to me. That's the world I come from, and it's also interesting because a lot of hip hop back in the day really didn't tour a lot, even the bigger names, and if they did, they'd have like a shirt that was kind of like, oh, we need a shirt, put the album cover on a t-shirt and sell it. I mean, I've been to like Naughty by Nature shows recently where they had zero merch, and it's like, well, you just lost $25 sale, my friend.
Yeah.
And so like I've always enjoyed having a lot of merch, and it goes to show with like those Detroit rappers too. Like I just played with Twisted last week, and like fucking a quarter of the Caboose wall was just their t-shirts, and it was just insane.
Mm-hmm.
And that's awesome. And my friends will often, like I had this friend Robert who's like, Robert, or he not Robert, he's like, it wasn't Robert. I don't know why I said it was Robert, you guys.
How long has
He
it
was at
been?
Robert's house though when he said it. But no, I've had friends say, how do you sell so much merch? And I'm like, well, I have it, and I'm there, and I don't suck, so I sell merch, and I do pretty good in it. I sell a lot of shirts and a lot of CDs, less CDs obviously because the way of consumption is changing.
Yeah. I feel like you're too nice with your merch. Do you ever get that way where you're like, get too big for your boots sometimes, where you're like, 500 shirts, probably sell like, 20 of them, or like 3 boxes of CDs, and I'll probably only sell one. Do you overstock?
Well, there was points in time. It's interesting now because I actually was previous to like these new bookings I have now. Was kind of almost thinking about not really doing a whole lot more, but like it's kind of got a new breath of fresh air. So I do like to be on stock. I like to take advantage of moments. Like if a big show comes my way, I don't want to be stuck with no T-shirts to sell. That would suck.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to be prepared. So I don't know. I don't have a huge stock load of things. I only like to order shirts in probably 50 shirts in a run, but I do certain shirts multiple runs. Then I'll sell out of them and order more, and sell out of them and order more. And some of them go. It's crazy. I print them 5-6 times and they still go. And it's like, okay, well, awesome.
Because I'll say a story for once. I think the first time I ever bought some from you was at Ziggy's. And it was Stillwater, right?
Yeah, Stillwater.
And I actually just signed my CD, and you screwed up. And so you gave me another one, and then
fucked up out on your thing here today too. I forgot all about it. Now I'm bummed out.
So then you're like, you know what? Here's like my past discography, just because I screwed that up, and I'm like, I only bought one CD, dude. And then I end up getting like 3 more on top of that, and I was just like, man, you're really nice with your merch.
Well, I want to leave a mark.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that.
Yeah.
And there is something to be said about T-shirts or CDs that may not be the best idea, because like when you do get a bunch of shit, like for example, if I get a big Amazon order in the mail, not to plug Amazon or all that shit, but if I get a big DVD, Blu-ray order in the mail, and if it's like a bunch of them, like you don't really take it all in. If I buy all the Bond movies at once, you don't really respect each one of them as if you'd buy one at a time and enjoy it and go through the features and enjoy it and then go to the next one and order it and wait for it and be excited.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that, but I do like to leave a mark, and with the music, especially in physical format, I don't know, it's in a world of EPKs and all that stuff, it is a way to hand someone physically digital things.
Yes.
So it's fun. But yeah, I am generous.
Yes.
Thanks.
Which I think that just goes with the era that you came from.
I also don't do it to shitheads, so there you go. You passed the test.
I was saying that because that ties back to like my name thing, and how there's a local wrestler that I work with. His name's JDX,
okay.
And he calls me by my first name.
Kyle.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why? And I thought about it, and he calls everybody he's close with by their actual name. He doesn't call them by their ring name.
No.
Or stage name. He calls them by their government. And if he calls you by your government, or dead name, as some people call it now.
Really?
Yeah, they call it dead name now. Then you're in, I guess.
Yeah, that's how you know.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about that. What do you think about people that call you by their last name? Well, not theirs. Yours.
Well, no one's ever done that. Not even like my coaches.
Well,
ever call me
usually
by Adams.
they wear brown.
Yeah, no one's ever
leather
called me
jackets.
Medina.
Yeah,
Ever.
Yeah, you guys. Really?
Yeah.
You don't know enough guys with brown leather jackets, I think.
I guess not.
Maybe suede even.
I know somebody that prefers to be known by their middle name.
That's fun. Well, is that a southern thing?
No. That's actually... I don't know. I don't know if that's a southern thing.
Well, I know a guy named Chase, and that's his middle name, and he's from like Georgia, and I think that's what he said.
No, my buddy's from here. His first name is Chris, and his middle name's Ryan. You'd rather go by Ryan.
Is there other Chris's in his family, perhaps?
I don't know,
Maybe.
Probably.
Or just don't like the name Chris.
That could be another thing too.
Yeah, I mean, what if...
So we just call him my boy Ryan.
Yeah. If you can change your name to your stage name, would you just go by that? Would you just, on my ID, Professor Fresh?
No, I like Alexander Trams. I like being a Trams. I like being Alexander.
That's a cool last name, though.
Yeah, it's smart spelled backwards with an H in there.
What?
Yeah.
Smart backwards with an H.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's phonetic, so it'd be like smart, like, there's a little I in there, because it's...
It'd be smart.
Yeah, smart.
Smart. Okay.
Art.
So,
Heavy on the art.
that's a Mankato thing. I'm just going to chalk it up to
Trams. It's actually Janesville. Population 1,969, south of Mankato. That's where my parents hail from.
Oh, okay. That's actually knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the Trams Incorporated, there's that is out there, that's run by my family. They don't have the H, so it's straight up smart spelled backwards. I don't know why they did that. Ease, or maybe some just slight difference from the company name. Doesn't matter. We're called Trams America.
It's all about branding.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us more about Golden Brown, which is also on your Brown Plaid album.
Golden Brown. Okay. That's a song.
We figured.
Yeah. How do I talk about Golden Brown?
Nacho, help him out.
Golden Brown is a love song, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. We were actually just talking about this on the way up, like what to constitute that song. It's a song about the sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. So this is a love song about the sun?
Sure.
All right. Love song about the sun. This is a confused Alexander
I'll think about
Trams,
it. I'll think about it.
aka Professor Fresh.
I think he called it Golden Brown because the sun turns him into a golden brown.
I called it Golden Brown because I sampled the song Golden Brown by the Stranglers. See, here's another one like Blue Plaid where I sampled I'm Blue by Eiffel 65. I sampled things with brown in them. I tried Winona's Big Brown Beaver by Primus. I got Golden Brown by the Stranglers, which coincidentally then was like featured in the Umbrella Academy. So everyone's like, "You realize from the Umbrella Academy?" I'm like, "No, I haven't," but then I did because of it. And I just finished season 3, and man, I got so many fucking questions.
I've only seen first season, but that's because my boy Nate's in it. From now I lost the name of the show. Jesus Christ. It will come back to me probably once we're done.
Game of Thrones? I think there's a Game of Thrones guy in it.
Is it? It's not Misfits, is it? Maybe it's Misfits. But Nate,
like the punk band.
Oh no, he's talking about Juno. It's Elliot Page now.
Oh yeah.
It's Elliot Page.
That's what it is.
Oh.
So
From Juno in Minnesota.
we're gonna go back to the song about a love song about the sun when you tan, because it's called Golden Brown.
It's like the sun. It gives you life, but it can also burn you.
Or turn your golden brown.
There
In
you
your
go.
case.
So you find that happy medium. There you go. Crossing streams and shit.
This is Fabby Medium by Professor Fresh, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
She's got a big mouth, but she's not kidding. I'm gonna whip you silly, and I'm gonna fuck you stupid. You wanna do the man dance? First dance is yours.
How do you like that? That. 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 How do you like that? That. How do you like that? You like that a lot?
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. I never need it, never need it.
How do you like that? That.
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. Never needed sunglasses till I saw you.
How do you like that?
I can't help but stay in the kitchen because it smells delicious. Even if all I get is to wash the dishes, I couldn't quit you if I wanted to. But I wanted you to know I've never wanted to. We're on an island somewhere in time, and if you let it, just let it, everything will be fine. You got this, fighting you, the likes of lightning of a firefly. But if it's a firefight, let that fire fly. See, I've got you. It's the weight of the gun. I've got to let the sun be the sun. Seems I've caught a hot one. Cross is not fun. Right now we're over, but I know we're not done. I wanna let you burn as long as you don't hurt. I wanna see you light every inch of this
How do you
earth.
like that? How do you like that? You like that a lot?
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. I never need it, never need it.
How do you like that?
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. Never needed sunglasses till I saw you.
How do you like that?
I got a killer queen dynamite in a seat next to me. She brings the heat. and the humidity. The air is thick and waste, it's hard to breathe, but it's so sweet it makes it hard to leave. Is it worth the burns or just a mass to a masochist? She drives it hot, fast and out of gas, and nothing's as it is. I'm not your danger miss, no your antagonist. I'm just no stranger to the dangerous. Not my first burn, my only active wound. Learn to handle this can there's nothing after you. Enjoy your afternoon and tell the autumn sun there's only so many days, don't wanna waste one. I wanna cross the street, I wanna cross the streams. I want you to see that I can see your dream.
How do you like that? How do you like that? You like that a lot?
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. I never need it, never need it.
How do you like that?
Some days are hot, some days are hot too. I never need it, never need it. Never needed sunglasses till I saw
How do you
you.
like that?
Man, it is hot today. Whoa, it's hot out here, man. It is hot today. You know it's hot out.
How do you like that?
Yeah, I just said that. I said it's hot out here.
Yeah, you know it's hot too.
Yeah, that's why I said it, man. It is hot out here.
How do you like that?
I know, I'm just saying it's hot too.
Yeah. They are the Twinkies.
Let's get it.
They've always been called Twinkies. I mean, I don't know if that's a dig, but
I don't think so.
I've never heard Twinkies.
You've never
Really?
heard the Twinkies called the Twinkies?
oh, we've always been
Yeah,
called
same.
Twinkies. Vi Queens, Twinkies.
I remember hearing Vi Queens for sure.
Vi Queens a
Queens
lot.
is kind of derogatory, but Twinkies isn't. Well, maybe
Timber
it is.
Pups.
Pups. I mean, those
Timber
are more.
Pups.
Those are more derivative of their actual names. The Twinkies is kind of more endearing.
Kinda.
Yeah,
I mean, now it's a derogatory term.
yeah,
You're called a
that's
twink.
true. That's funny. But back, like, I've never thought of that phraseology for the twins to ever be anything.
Yeah, I
like
thought
that.
it was like adorable.
I
Like, oh,
think so,
cute
too.
Twinkies.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
My
But
little cupcake.
yeah, something like that.
You know, that brings up a really interesting point. When I moved into the house I live in, I have cats, but there was this orange cat that would always hang out, and we thought it was a stray for sure. Big old balls, right? You know what I mean? So we started calling him Rodney, and he'd hang out, and he was super
Aw.
cool, and we were trying to acclimate him to my cat so that, like, come winter, he could come inside. Well, then one day my neighbor was walking by, and I've known her forever, and the cat was there with me, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Cupcake," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's Cupcake. That's Tony. That's our third neighbor. This is Tony and Lauren's cat. Cupcake." Like,
Cupcake.
Fucking Cupcake. What a name. I'm gonna call him Rodney.
I get like called weird names all the time.
Like
Like,
Cupcake.
yeah, like you look like a Twinkie.
That's a big Twinkie from Ghostbusters. I don't see it.
Got him to laugh. That's pretty cool. Nah, we playing footsie?
A little.
Sorry.
That's
didn't-
all right. It's all right. I was on an extension.
Sometimes I gotta stretch my little wigs.
It's all right. Me too.
So one thing I wanted to know, what's your thoughts on like the generation now and music?
Well, it's different.
Because I know, like, do you? Well, I wouldn't say I know. It's another part of the question. Do you feel like you have something to prove with the generation, like with your music?
It's hard not to feel that way at times, but you probably should not. You know, I've been an old rapper for fucking 20 years, you know, or 15 years. You know, I remember sitting in the studio with this dude when that Rebecca Black put out that song Friday, and it has that rap verse at the end from, I'm guessing, the producer or whatever. And the dude I was there with,
His cousin.
my friend Matt, and he's like, look at this old ass 30-year-old rapper, and I'm like, and he's like, fuck you. You know, and you know, it doesn't really matter. We are becoming a day and age now where we do have classic hip hop, where you have things like Ice Cube, Ice Cube too, who's well in his 50s, but Ice T is like 62 years old and still kills shows.
Garth Brooks is still touring.
Yeah, I fucking saw
Garth Brooks.
Ice T when he came to Soundset.
Yeah, it was
back
great.
in 2018.
Yeah.
That shit was amazing.
He's really good.
That's cool.
We go and see him often, many times. But yeah, so to get back to the question of do I, you know, it's hard not to, but I don't want to. But it's also the world I live in, especially, you know, performing in an arena of a lot of local shows. It is a younger batch of rappers. Now, it's easy enough to walk away and go, oh, that's just some asshole who stole a beat from YouTube, raps over his own lyrics, and thinks he's the shit, brought all his friends and made a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't necessarily have to prove yourself to them, but I mean, there is something to be said about maintaining. And, that's why I do stuff like spell Lost Dog with all capital letters. This motherfucker's like, whoa, that's serious.
Yeah.
But no, I was joking. I'm not really, though. I mean, in reality, I think it had a dramatic effect. I am joking, but my point, God,
Just
can I
yelling.
just make up a mind if I'm being funny or not? I'm not.
Just yelling.
Yeah.
Lost dog!
Yeah, bitch. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I gotta prove these kids. Fuck them. I hate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I do.
And that's the end of the show, guys.
I hate to say that I dislike rap, but I mean, it's hard not to. I mean, every era mainstream rap, a lot of it is going to be hard to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just because, I have this underground kind of mentality. And when I came, where I come from, like, the mainstream was Ice Cube and stuff like that. So when it switches away from that, it's hard. But what are you going to do? There's always underground rappers killing it no matter what.
Of course.
And they don't have to be. I mean, but you still have, like, Jay-Z, who's dope. And, he's not a young man either, but he's still as big as you can get as a rapper, He's dope.
Yep.
Dope.
I think Tech can still go.
Yeah, Tech's really good, and he's created his own empire.
Mm-hmm.
He was the second national person I ever played with. It was great. It was, I want to say, a psychosynthetic lyrical ped show, even before Ruthless at the Quest with Tech 9, and he must have been like, man, Absolute Power was like a brand new record, so it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The Quest.
Yeah, the Quest. Remember that place?
Yeah,
Oh,
shit.
I love it.
You had to be there, Chad. You had to be there.
I love the Quest.
The
I've
Quest
seen so
was
many
a
bands.
whole dude.
Damn.
The
Yeah.
Quest was a whole nother animal.
Fuck, I saw Slipknot in there one time. That was a trip.
Dude, I saw Wu-Tang like when they were at the Quest, and then when it turned into the Epic.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw an Epic show.
I mean, it looked just like
the
the
same.
Quest.
Yeah, just different
Just
name.
a
I
dump.
remember it happening.
Yeah.
Just a dump, but you had a good time.
Great sound system. No, I tell you what, it spoiled us as kids. And then the upstairs Ascot room, we did a lot of shows up there back in the Ruthless days. We actually had our first record release party up there, which I loved. I love that place. What was the question? 20 years? Okay, that joke has now happened 4 times. It's out.
Still good to me.
Good. You just put a quarter in.
I like callbacks.
Yeah,
I do.
I
That's
do
like my
too.
favorite thing. And like Nacho would tell you, I probably laugh 3 times as harder when I'm like, I remember that.
Amplifies. It amplifies every time. When it's like in every Rob Schneider movie when they use "That's a huge bitch."
Yeah.
That's a huge bitch. Like same soundbite every movie, always there. I love Rob Schneider because of it.
No, callbacks are really good, especially when it's a stand-up comic, like, and it just weaves it right in there.
That's when it comes back around. That's the hit, and then you're out the door.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Do you ever find yourself like, because you just mentioned earlier, it's hard to like listen or like get into some stuff, and I find myself stuck in a certain era, like the early 2000s. I feel like
it's less things amaze me these days. Less things grab me. It's weird when something comes along like Run the Jewels now, where it's something new to me. Now I'm a damn fool for not have had paid attention to Killer Mike and LP years ago.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it wasn't until Run the Jewels came together that I was like, wow, and that was something brand new that I like. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. I love this. And even discoveries later than that, like I didn't become a Jay-Z fan until recently. I didn't become an Atmosphere fan until recently. Now it's been like a number of years, I guess, but like relatively as far as life goes, it's been recent.
Yeah.
And I'm all about them. All about them. So it is harder to get into, but nonetheless, it is there.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible. But yeah, rap is rap, and rap is accessible and rap is easy, so a lot of people can do it and put out garbage, and now with, and who knows if I'm any better.
Right.
But I like it, so.
I think just the fact that you carry yourself differently, your performances are really good too.
Thank you.
But the fact that you carry yourself differently sets you apart
Yeah.
from everything else. You still like do things the way it's supposed to,
Yeah.
and that's hard to come by. I feel like our biggest gripe now is like me and Papa Squat. We always talk about this, and it's like the newer class, and it's not a dig towards them because they're talented. The newer class is talented people. It's not take that away from them, but they just don't know how to conduct themselves properly. Like they still have their back vocals on like 90% of the song, or you know what I mean, or like the producer's name is like tagged all over the beat because they couldn't. You know what I mean?
I get that,
they don't
yeah.
care to get it cleared.
Yeah, they don't get that. That's like a shot at their credibility,
Mm-hmm.
at their integrity.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about back rap track rapping and rapping over your tracks is so hard is a lot of people just don't even get that that's a thing. And there was a moment in time where it's like raise track rapping awareness and let's wipe this out, but it's like, man, it's exhausting just telling people that what they do isn't something you like. I couldn't agree with it more. And you'll never catch a single track of my vocals ever on my beats at all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that right now. And I don't have a hype man, and I don't miss a line. Rarity. I mean, you can count on like two hands how many times I fucked up on stage in 20 years.
Yep.
And I pride myself on that. And you won't get that level of performance. God, that makes me sound like I'm inflated. But you don't get that by having those crutches.
Right.
There was a moment in time where I definitely had like some chorus vocals in, and yuck, I just take them out. And a lot of people do it. A lot of people I love do it. Whatever. God bless them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. I think I sound better. The sad thing is like how it's almost become like it used to be like a dirty little secret to now it's like people like straight out defend it like that's what they want. In fact, oh my God, I was actually at a show the other day, and I won't say any names because I'm not trying to put anybody down, but like this guy came out and his first song was fucking dope, like fucking dope. I was like, dude, this dude is cool, because I thought tonight was gonna kind of be a shit show. You never know. And he gets done with his first song, and I'm like, cool. And he actually straight up apologized to the crowd for not having his vocals in. He's like, I'm really sorry. I must have grabbed the wrong beat. My vocals weren't in there. Don't worry. They'll be on every song I do from now on. And that's what happened. I was like, fuck, dude. He lost me.
Yeah.
And that's too bad, because he was fucking dope.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a lot of really good rappers, and you're like, oh, dude, stop. Just don't. Just don't. And even some bigger name rappers do it, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's always the excuse. Whatever. Like I said, I don't want to fight it anymore, but Jesus, I'll never do it. And I can't see it being... It's so fun not to. Oh, it's so fun not to.
Of course. And then you can even just do your own stuff.
Yeah, you can riff it, change it a little bit.
Yeah.
Let songs evolve.
Yeah.
Shit, a lot of my songs I perform, they don't sound the same as my record version.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And I can imagine you don't got to worry about, levels, because not every sound system's the same.
Yeah.
So your backtrack may be louder than you 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and you see that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yep. So that's awful.
Yeah, they didn't even turn it down. I've seen shows. I was at a show one time where the sound guy's like, check this out. And this is a national artist on stage. And he goes to his mic and he turns it all the way to 0. As this national artist is on stage performing, he's like, turns it back up. Nothing changes. Like, it's exactly the same.
Oh my God.
And the guy didn't even bat an eye. Like, he didn't even notice that his mic was at 0.
That's funny.
So speaking of promoting, speaking of shows, I want to get into promoting a little bit. Because like Pine and I, you grew up in an era where there wasn't internet,
That's right.
Social media. So so promoting back in the day, how much of an adjustment was it to be going from offline to online?
Well, I mean, it
That's a really good question.
It is. Well, it eased its way in. It wasn't overnight.
Okay.
So, like, it was a matter, like, in the MySpace days, it was, like, I was pretty fluent in using HTML for, like, writing signatures and stuff like that on MySpace and stuff like that. And, like, if I was forced to a gunpoint right now, I could maybe figure it out, but it's pretty much gone. And I still do physically promote. I still, like, especially shows in, like, Mankato, I'll print flyers and posters and put them around town. I'll still always have handout flyers for my shows and stuff like that. Promoting online, I think that's another thing that's kind of made MCs lazy too, and God, they're gotten to the point where they don't even do that,
Mm.
So, yeah, it eased itself in. It kind of grandfathered itself away, if you will. So it wasn't like overnight, but it is funny because coincidentally, then places like Kinko's and stuff where, like, places I go for like 20 years and could just, go through the motion, started to dry up. Kinko's was absorbed by FedEx, and now FedEx doesn't have a store in Mankato.
Mm-hmm.
I was forced to go to a different print shop for the first time in 20 years, and it's like being a fish out of water.
Yeah.
And that sucks, That's like trying to re-enter a workforce.
That's how I feel about my tattoos. My tattoo artist retired, and I'm just like, I can't find nobody else. Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
Has there been any notable differences between the two? Like, have you gotten like more engagement from offline than you would online, or has it been the opposite effect where you had?
Well, it's interesting because a lot of the biggest things I've done in my music career happened previous to like the social media stuff. So I mean, you don't even get your 10 years ago time hops for these big shows and stuff like that. So it's weird that that doesn't exist and has almost become forgot. And I think that that is very nice. And the online is an incredible tool. You know, people even are somewhat abandoning Facebook at times, where I don't understand that because, you know, Facebook is great for event pages and stuff like that. I mean, people are like, "What time does the show start?" It's like, "Well, look, it's all right here." You know?
Yeah, unfortunately, Facebook is great for promotion.
It is.
I feel like it's an outdated thing, though, and people switch over like Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, and I definitely go to Instagram and Twitter. I mean, all you have to do these things as a performer. I don't know if I'd ever use Twitter if I wasn't Professor Fresh. Probably not. Instagram probably. I like
if there
pictures.
wasn't Facebook, Twitter would have been next on the line to be the next big thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Being used for sure.
Yeah.
So it's a tremendous tool. I mean, in event pages and posting flyers. I mean, think about that. Just handing out physical flyers to people that you physically saw that night. I mean, I used to have to get up and go to the bars, and I still do that, and I still try to come up and like go to shows. That's why like you see me at a bunch of shows. Not only do I enjoy music and stuff, but like I like to go. Like people are like, "Man, you drove all the way up to Mankato to see Prime and PM," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, of course, dude. They're dope, and it's a fun show, and I can talk rap with rap people and fucking A, you know." So
don't that ever get annoying though?
what, driving?
No, talking rap.
Yeah, kind of.
Because I feel like that's the first thing people automatically want to do is just, "Hey man, talk rap," and it's like, but I'm here at a restaurant. I just want to eat. You know what I mean? Or I'm here at a bowling alley. Yeah, but check out this freestyle, and it's just like,
oh yeah, you don't want that. I've had people rapping me on PA a lot. And that's awesome.
People that do that though, and it's like
rapping in my
ear. I have that yet happen to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Nobody has ever come up to me like, "Yo, Nacho, I got this new rap I want to show you and shit."
Dude, Logan does that to you all the time. Y'all always talk business every time.
But that's friendly. That's friends. I'm gonna go up
I'm
to you
talking
and
about
stick
I'm talking about like actual strangers
Oh,
coming up
okay.
to you
Well,
and be
no,
like,
no. But I mean, like friend stuff. Like
well, yeah,
all my
rap is
buddies want to
legit.
do that.
No, I don't care. I think that's great. Like,
Well,
yeah,
you
show
know,
me your
man.
shit, bro.
You have your rap
Nah.
friends. You have your movie friends.
Whatever, Pine. If you were to drop a bar right now, bro, or
Man.
just write a
Yeah,
few
it's
bars.
because you don't have bars, bro.
Yeah, that's
it.
That's
Busted.
it. Yeah.
No, you know,
Caught me.
you have your rap
Guilty.
friends, you have your wrestling friends, you have your toy friends, you have your movie friends. You know, so you talk what you talk about, and some of those overlap. You know, my music kind of reflects all those things. So, like, you know, a lot of times when I talk about my music, it leads into a segue about Bill Murray or John Carpenter or you know, toys. You know, that's what my music's about.
Bill Murray's a really nice guy, by the way.
Oh, good.
He took my ticket at a Saints game. Because you know he owns the Saints.
Partial owner, yeah.
Yeah, and so he just works wherever he wants at the time.
Yeah.
Ticket taking, concessions, whatever. He just shows up and does stuff. And yeah, and I'm like, Bill Murray?
It's cool.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
No one's ever going.
I think Fiasco said something in the chat.
Yeah, Lupe fan. I feel like, what? I feel like the ask. What? I can't read. I feel like the ask of some artists is for you not to be into music, to like music.
Huh? I feel like you said that wrong.
I probably did. I feel like the ask of some artists is for you. What? Man, I don't know. Whatever.
We're just gonna move on.
Yeah, if you can read that fresh. Or if Fiasco can rewrite it. Or if Laura can help. Will we figure it out? Find out next episode of Sota Sound Radio.
Right.
As we're here a week later,
Oh, yeah,
still trying to
I think
figure it
it's
out.
something along the lines of that some people should just like music instead of trying to make it. There's something to be said about that.
There is. I think Nacho follows the golden rule of make music that you like,
Yeah.
and the community will build around it. And I feel like that's what most artists do.
It's hard not to like think about things though, like, you know, because you want people to react at your shows, and yeah, 90% of the stuff I'm not like, yeah, man, this is gonna make Joe Bag of Donuts jump up and down, but you want them to.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. I know, like,
And the world definitely needs fans, or
Yeah.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
Rapping. Isn't that special?
Special?
Mm-hmm.
He talks like me now.
Did you know that Jay was my only child born where I had no pain? And that he learned to ride a two-wheeler at just 4 years old.
Isn't that special?
Isn't that special?
Jay-Z's gonna come after you after this song, In the Dark, if you can look in this camera and tell me what it's about.
What?
In the Dark, your song. Tell me what it's
Oh.
about.
In the Dark.
I did say Jay-Z's gonna come after you
Yeah.
after we play In the Dark. But then
In
I
the
said,
Dark.
look in this camera and tell me
That
about
is
it.
a song featuring Hazardous,
Mhm.
who is the other half of Shotgun with me. I chose this one to kind of highlight it. I really like this beat. I used a Black Keys sample, I believe.
Yep.
And it is very cool sounding. I had this beat made and we looked for it for years, lost, and then we finally made this song. It has a very cool synth section that I played on the keyboard at the end that I'm proud of. What's it about? In the dark, just kind of being crazy, you know? I wrote kind of from the perspective of Buffalo Bill being in the basement, being the foundation of things. Actually, kind of what you were talking about new rappers and stuff like that, and if they're not going to recognize what's happening, that they should run away or something. Not that I'm the authority on it, but you know, you get a little tough in rap. Yeah. This is what you do. You steal a car. I own a car. Steal a car. Drive west.
Right, steal your own car.
Yeah, listen to Morrison Hotel. When the tape gets over, get out, pick a fight. Then you go and look at the liner notes. Who's playing bass? No bass. It's Kids in the Hall sketch. I can't take credit for that.
So he says here, clarify, Fresh touched on how it used to be a dirty little secret. I'm saying artists these days are asking for you to follow their trend and popular sound rather than appreciate the artist's artistic sound or intent.
Yeah,
So,
I can get that.
He's saying basically it's cool to follow trends instead of stand out and make music you like.
Yeah, and that is the way it is going. That is the trend. I agree. That's weird.
Yeah, I remember Snoop Dogg saying he tried auto-tune once, and he was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" As he's like confused as to why he's trying to follow a trend, and he's like, "I'm Snoop Dogg. Like, why am I putting auto-tune in my music?"
I sure do love Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. GGN is so good.
He's good stuff.
He just smokes weed all day and just talks shit, and it's great. It's insightful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've liked him a lot. His first, that Doggy Style record is
Classic.
one of the best. I mean,
Yeah.
You can't fuck with that record.
Right.
It's weird how powerful that and the Chronic are as a pair, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to talk about Tupac. Man.
I'm never a huge fan. I got no beef. I got no beef with Tupac.
We're gonna cut to the song before we get in trouble. Nacho's gonna get us canceled. This is In the Dark. I apologize, Fresh. We got to cut before Nacho
That's
gets us beat up.
fine.
Yeah. Shotgun, bringing shotguns to a knife fight. Ever shot one? Wouldn't want one. Aiming at you like.
I've got a tortured mind,
Aiming at you like.
and my blade is sharp.
Aiming at you like.
A bad combination.
In the door.
They say I'm dangerous. Close enough, a dull knife in the drawer is sharp enough to cut your bluff. But don't blame me for the tetanus from the rust. And even if you did, do I look the type to give a motherfuck, huh? I don't bark, I just bite with no warning. Please back up if you wanna wake up in the morning. Shotgun, boom, that's breakfast in bed. And that's a knuckle fucking sandwich upside your head like, whoa.
I might be crazy. Don't call me crazy, call me fresh.
Nobody's calling you anything.
Quiet on the set, cause I'm a madman of action. A plaid plan adaption. I'm written in all caps and I snap in closed caption. Do you read me? See at night like Buffalo Bill, bitch. You in the basement of a house that I built. So use the steps at your 6. Run until you can. MC Scat Cat by the seat of your pants. Meow.
I've got a tortured mind,
Aiming at you like.
and my blade is sharp.
Aiming at you like.
A bad combination.
Yeah. Yo.
Door.
Yeah, smell that popcorn?
Yeah?
Because it's shit, you're surrounded, about to throw my licks. Delicious, the shirt fits. Throwing thumbs at a circus that hurt. Merchant like a jerk shit. Slanging the dirt in. Ma'am, did I leave my boots? Because I'm dressing to the left in the dark, leaving clues I choose. It's a ruse I use to rose my muse. Bare chest hair, Gumby gold, and mad jewels. Yo, you see that? Did you hear that? Where the fuck my shoes disappear at? Better get back into that backpack, unless you don't wanna keep your kneecap. Whoa, sorry if I gotta take my pills. There they go. Oh well, who gonna tell? Doubt you will. Don't step up, cause I knock you back. Don't throw the first punch or you'll catch the last. Live fast, die young. If you need some help, I can call someone. Try to mean mug, bitch, you dumb. I'm the Shogun, got more guns. Wanna hold one? This one's the reason why we're called Shotgun. Wanna know why they call you done? Yeah. Shotgun, bringing shotguns to a knife fight. Ever shot one? Wouldn't want one. Aiming at you like. Aiming at you like. Aiming at you like. Shotgun, bringing shotguns to a knife fight. Ever shot one? Wouldn't want one. Aiming at you like. Aiming at you like. Aiming at you like.
Yeah, shout out to Joel B and the Mindless Goat on that one.
I like how you open up our show. I appreciate that because I don't want to incriminate myself.
No? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I took a shower today. Because I shit my pants. That joke's based on reality. Not today, not yesterday, but a day perhaps.
Yeah, eventually at one point in your life you did.
Who hasn't?
I think everyone shat themselves at one point in time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's the infant stage in your life.
It's defining.
I
Unless,
know I have it like in the
do you
4th,
count
5th
that
grade.
pants?
What?
Do you count Pampers as pants?
No. I'm talking waiting for your dad outside Tractor Supply store, shitting your pants, and then having to wait while he takes forever talking to every cashier.
Ah, that's happened to me twice.
Enough of that.
I'm almost done here. Welcome back to Sota Sound Radio. And what is that? I have what? Oh, they have. It's Paige Tasted definitely have shat themselves multiple times while waiting for their father to come back with cigarettes and milk from the tractor store.
Yeah, see, that
From
sounds
the
very
tractor
familiar.
store. Right, they had to go to the John Deere store real quick.
No. They don't sell tractors. They sell tractor supplies.
Oh, tractor. Yes. Got to get the timing belt for my tractor.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
It's
For the supplies.
It's like fleet and farm. I don't know what those things are, but those mean things.
Yes.
Fleet and farm.
It's a farm that's fleeting.
Right, there you go. It's on the way out. It's running.
Exactly.
We did have one more song to play, but I don't know if we have enough time.
Okay.
I apologize.
I do go on.
It was a Fast Times, which I really wanted to play.
Oh, that's the best one I brought.
Damn it!
I mean, we could just hop into it. I mean, I ain't got any more questions. Got any more questions?
I mean, I can ask questions all day, really.
That's true.
But
I'm sure I could follow up.
no. But I actually have to run to this Verizon store and go get my earbuds.
You know.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tell them to wait.
They could wait. It closes at 7 though.
I'm just kidding.
That would make me sad.
Thank you for being a bad friend.
You know, we should talk about which we haven't at all. Is my next show is with ICP at the Gathering of the Juggalos down in Thornville, Ohio. Pretty proud of this. I'm on the second stage on Friday at 2:10 in the afternoon, playing with such acts as Green Jelly, Sir Mix-a-Lot, KRS-One, Esham, ICP, Fat Nick. That's
Wait,
someone, right?
Time out.
Yeah.
KRS-One, is that the Gathering?
Yep. Who else we got there?
They actually have like a lot of rappers at the Gathering.
Oh, dude.
Because ICP is.
I've played with Ice-T, Ice Cube,
I mean,
Tech, Vanilla Ice, you know,
yeah,
what have
right.
you. But no, all out there, yeah. But yeah, it's a big one. That's my next show. It's in a week and some change. Marinas and Fat C from Minnesota will also be out there playing the main stage the first night. I'm on Friday on the second stage. It's going to be dope. I'm very excited. Kind of brings back. I haven't been there in 12 years. I played 7 of the first 10. And It'll be fun.
Yeah, you've been working.
Yeah.
Like
Big shows. Since Brown Plaid's come out, I've played almost exclusively shows with national headliners. It's been incredible. I don't know how it happened. I didn't really plan it, but I had like the Ari the Rugged Man show. Played with Afro, Whitney Payton. Did that. Had Open Minded come down with me for the Fortune Town Barbecue, which I headlined. But then I just did the Twisted show over there. It's just been fun. This ICP show, I'm going to be playing with Demrick, who is Be Real's hype man, and also has a group with him, an exhibit called Serial Killers coming up here. Just kind of had a good hook in on some shows, and they're just going bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm excited. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I actually asked you to come do this show, because I was really impressed on your resume just over the summer. Oh yeah, you done like 2-3 festivals that I know of. You did the Twisted show at the Caboose, and then you're back on doing more. So I'm really proud of you. Thanks, that's the one thing I wanted to say to you face to face is I am really proud of you. Thanks. I've always admired your work. Since I've seen you, I think it was Ziggy's. I think it was probably Ziggy's the first time I seen you, and we've done plenty of shows together, whether I've hosted or just seen you on the stage, and I'm very, very proud of what you've done. So, can you blush? I think I can. Yeah. Even through the beard, but yeah, like I thank you for being an artist. I thank you for sticking to your roots, and I am excited for more music that you're gonna put out. Full Belly Man, September 1st, I want to say. Janice record, Halloweenish, new stuff. So we're gonna take you guys out to Fast Times. Hey, good shit. I bought your album in support. C Fiasco says. Nice, thank you. Yeah, he actually threw some lyrics out there, so that's a true fan. I'm really proud of C Fiasco. He showed me on my own show. Good lyrics. Son of a bitch. I write them well. So tell us more about Fast Times before we go. Fast Times, the first verse is the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, okay? It's a film from 1986. Love that movie. Great. Yes, agreed. Sean Penn's good. Yes, my first verse is all things Sean Penn says in the movie as Jeff Spicoli. My second verse is all things that Damone says in the movie. The chorus is sandwiched between Spicoli and Mr. Hand's interactions with one another. So yeah, if you listen, the first verse, everything I say is something that Sean Penn says in Fast Times as Jeff Spicoli, and the second verse, everything I say is something that Damone says. I don't know the actor's name. I should. In Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I always say that wrong. Ridgemont High. That's okay. You do it better than me. 82. Yeah, wrong. Did I say 86? Sorry. That's okay. You do it better than me. You share me with hockey names. So, Nacho, go ahead and look into this. Oh, God, this camera that's falling apart everywhere. And say, thank you for watching Sota Sound Radio.
Thank you for watching Sota Sound Radio.
Thanks. Real monsters. Yeah.
Because Pine don't want to say it.
What, man? It's your job, too.
That's fantastic. Let me ask you a question. When you get out there, do you ever fear for your life?
Well, Stu, it's like this.
I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for me every day. I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time. It's our time today. I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for you every day. I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time. It's our time. I'm driving, you can navigate.
So where's this party at?
I'm cruising history, and this'll be
a demonstration of that.
Listen up, I'm righteous bucks, alright. So don't hassle it. I had a shirt when I came in, but something must have happened to it. Surfing's not a sport, it's a way of life. No hobby, it's a way of looking at a wave and saying, hey bud, let's party. But like I told that other guy, danger is my business, and I don't hear you unless you're not Curtis. Yo, I keep it awesome, yeah, totally awesome, like the last fiesta of the year. I know that song. Hey man, just be glad that I had fast reflexes, cause your brother's gonna shit and then he's gonna kill us. I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for me every day. I I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time, it's our time today. I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for you every day. I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time, it's our time. Whatever happens, my toes is tapping red, and that's the attitude. I'm like, oh hey Debbie, how are you? I woke in a great mood. Must be nice to have a pool, relax and be cool. Now I don't just walk, I move across the room, and this is gonna be great. I'm talking highlight of the day, here to help you with your math on such a hot summer day. Yo, that water looks great, so check it out. This is how it's going down, and I can see it all now. I start shit the minute I walk in. I'm Professor Fresh, bitch, with that shit face grin. Do you see that rat? The mustache is coming in. You can smell my qualification, and that's why they let us in. I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for me every day. I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time, it's our time today. I got a cool buzz and some tasty waves. It's a birthday party in here for you every day. I ordered pizza, but put your money away, cause it's your time and my time, it's our time. Andre.